This hearing begins like hundreds of routine traffic cases. The defendant accepts responsibility, enters a guilty plea, and the court appears ready to follow the negotiated agreement. But what happens next proves that sometimes it isn't the crime that changes the outcome, it's what happens after the sentence starts being explained.
Sir, because you openly and defiantly refuse to ask questions, you refuse to cooperate with me. We are on the record in 2024 CR 22, State of Kansas versus Shadeja Diacol Contreras. I don't know if I pronounced any of those names right. How do you pronounce them?
Shadeja Diacol Contreras.
Shadeja Diacol Contreras. I'll probably have to ask you that again, but it's a beautiful name. I appreciate you telling me how to pronounce it. All right, Mr. Patterson, how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, in this case, I would announce that Ms. Contreras would be entering a plea of guilty to count 1, driving after being declared habitual violator. States agreed to dismiss count 2.
And that's your agreement, Ms. Pierce?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Contreras, how do you plead then to count 1, driving after being declared an habitual violator?
Guilty.
You're admitting that on November 19th, 2023, you were driving in Butler County and that your license was revoked at the time?
Yes.
Do you remember where you were driving when the officer stopped you?
On the interstate.
Okay, out on the Turnpike, I-35, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were driving and your license was revoked as an habitual violator, is that correct?
Yes.
Is anyone making you enter this plea by any threats or promises other than your plea agreement?
No.
I will accept your plea and find you guilty. Recommendations for sentencing?
Judge, we have discussed a 6 months controlling, 1 year non-reporting probation, a fine of $200, court costs. And I think that's all, Judge.
Mr. Patterson, anything further?
We would ask court to adopt the recommendations. I am court appointed in this case.
All right. Where do you work, Ms. Contreras?
Wichita.
Okay. What kind of work do you do there in Wichita?
CNA.
CNA. Okay. At this time, I will sentence you to 6 months in the Butler County Jail and fine you $200. Order court costs of $108. And Mr. Patterson, you said you're appointed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your attorney's fees will be $250. I believe that totals $558. I will grant you a 1 year reporting probation, and as long as you're successful on that, you will not have to serve the 6 months. But all standard conditions will apply, primarily 2 specific conditions. Number 1, do not violate any law during this 12 months. And get the $558 paid. How much time do you need?
Asking questions in court isn't the problem. In fact, defendants should understand every part of their sentence. But tone matters. You can actually see the judge becoming more concerned with the attitude than the original traffic offense. It's a reminder that courtroom communication can influence how a judge views someone's willingness to follow probation.
Paid. How much time do you need to pay that, if any?
I have a question. Why do I have to pay $200 for a Zoom meeting?
Why do you have to pay a $200 fine?
Yeah, why do I have to pay a $200 court fine?
Well, I could give you a $2,500 fine.
Don't matter to me. But okay, that's fine.
The fine can be anywhere up to $2,500. Your status is an habitual violator. That means you have been convicted so many times in traffic A and B misdemeanors that you qualify for revocation of license for 3 years.
Okay.
All right. Any more questions about that?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I do have one more question. Is it supervised probation or is it unsupervised probation?
Well, the recommendations of the parties was 1 year, but I'm starting to get concerned about your attitude and wondering if you need supervised, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to.
Oh, ma'am, you said supervised. He said unsupervised, then you said 1 year supervised. I don't get it. I didn't hear it.
Well, if I had meant supervised, I would have added a $60 supervision fee.
She said that.
But like I said, I'm really getting concerned that,
Well, ma'am, I'm just repeating what you said to me. If it was a mistake, then it was a mistake. But you just said supervised probation at the end. And I know everybody in this room heard it, just like I heard it.
Mr. Patterson, is that what you heard?
Judge, I would prefer a breakout room with my client if I could.
Miss Cheryl, did you hear that?
I will ask you that, Miss Cheryl, because it is not appropriate for you to talk to counsel directly, other than your own. Miss Pierce, did you hear me say that supervised
Yes, Your Honor. I heard you say reporting.
reporting? All right.
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
All right, but that still did not justify a response. Mr. Patterson, I'll give you just about a minute with your client.
That's all I need, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is
Okay, we're
probably the
back.
biggest turning point in the case. The original agreement was actually fairly favorable. But after several interruptions and arguments, the judge decides someone needs to supervise the probation instead. Suddenly, the sentence becomes more restrictive and more expensive. That's a powerful reminder that what happens after sentencing can matter just as much as what happened before it.
Ms. Contreras, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Your fine is again $200, court costs $108, $250 attorney fees, for a total of $558. Your sentence again is 6 months. If you do not want to serve that 6 months, you need to be successful on a 1-year non-reporting probation. Non-reporting meaning you do not see a probation officer, but you are nevertheless on probation. If you violate the law during the next year, your probation can be revoked and you can serve the 6 months. If you fail to pay the $558 in the time I tell you, your probation can be revoked and you can serve your jail sentence. You also can get a collection agent if you don't pay, and you can add more time to the revocation of your driver's license if you don't pay. Now, I am willing to work with you on that payment schedule. Can you pay the whole $558 today, or do you need some time to pay?
No, ma'am.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
All
You go
right.
ahead.
What I will do is give you an order that you pay at least. Will you tell me how much you want to pay? Can you pay $100 a month so that you can have this paid off in the 6 months to get your probation over?
No, I thought I had a year of probation.
So you want to make it in payments of a 12th, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will grant you 1/12. I don't usually do that on non-reporting probation. So if I have to set it out that far, I will make it reporting probation,
Here you go.
because I need someone to monitor that and to make sure you're in compliance. So do you want to try to pay it off in 6 months, or do you want to pay it off in a year but make it reporting probation?
Ms. Contreras, do you understand what she's asking?
Yeah, I understand what she's saying.
Can you get it paid off within the 6 months?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Thank you.
understand that's probably twice what I usually give folks. All right, so you'll need to make payments of about $100 a month and have that paid off in 6 months.
I don't get it.
And
I understand.
I know you understand, but your attitude is still an issue that troubles me. If you don't want to be back here before me or another judge on an issue to revoke probation, make sure you comply with the two terms I've given you. $100 payments until paid in full. First payment will be due November 21st, 2024. You will have a payment due the 21st day of every month thereafter until paid. So November 21st and the 21st of each month thereafter at the rate of $100 until paid. Any questions about that?
Can I ask the question?
Certainly.
I have never known a judge to set up a payment plan. But I understand what you're saying. I get it paid off before then. Thank you.
I'm transferring this to reporting probation. There will be a $60 probation fee. You will be required to report to probation as soon as this hearing is over. Go to the probation office down the hall and report. This will be a 1-year reporting probation. All standard conditions will apply, and they will go over those, and you will sign off on those, or you will not be given probation. You'll serve your 6 months. Your payment plan that you're not used to, I'm still going to give you the order to pay $100 a month with your first payment due on October 21st, 2024, due on the 21st of each month thereafter.
That's the whole point.
What's the whole point?
All right, thank you. Never
What's
mind.
the whole point?
I'm talking to the officer.
The officer isn't your legal advisor.
What's
Mr.
more-
Patterson is. The whole point is to keep you out of jail. And if I have much more problem, I'm gonna say, forget probation. Let's just take her into custody and take her to jail for 6 months. Deputy, don't be doing that. Don't be
You
muting her.
didn't need to write this down. There wasn't no point in writing this down. But thank you.
I was just writing down her fines and stuff that she had, and I changed it.
Well, I know
and
you
added
were
the
trying to help her,
$60.
deputy, but I don't think that's appropriate. So don't be doing that. Now, where are you going next?
Mhm.
Where
Down
are
the
you
street.
going?
I'm going down the street.
No, you're going down the hall to probation.
Yes, down the hall.
If you don't do that, and if you don't do what I told you to do, then you can go down to the street to the county jail. You know,
Ma'am.
you don't have yourself in that big of a predicament, but you just keep making it worse with your attitude and your responses. So I'm going to let you go now before you get yourself in any worse trouble. But you better be respectful to the folks in the court services, a lot more respectful than you've been to court.
Understand.
Thank you. You may go. Deputy, who do you have next?
Last name Hamilton, first name Trevon.
Thank you.
Right there.
The second hearing starts very differently. The judge is willing to consider alternatives like house arrest and probation. At this point, it almost feels like the defendant has an opportunity to avoid serving time altogether, as long as the conversation stays productive.
We're on the record in 2024 TR 1121, State of Kansas versus Trevon Dale Hamilton. Please announce appearances.
Judge, can you give me 1 minute? Cheryl
Certainly.
Pierce on behalf of the state. I'm ready.
Okay.
Darren Patterson, Your Honor, appear on behalf of Trevon Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton does appear from Courthouse Security 1 video station. Would announce at this time that pursuant to the amended information filed June 12, 2024, that Mr. Hamilton will be entering a plea of guilty to count 1, driving while suspended, Class A, non-person misdemeanor. States agreed to dismiss count 2.
And is Mr. Bergier or Miss Pierce here for this? Ms.
I'm
Pierce?
sorry, Judge, I am.
Okay. Miss Pierce is, and that's the state's agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
He's pleading to count one as a
Driving while suspended second.
second. Okay, that's what I was trying to get at. Thank you. Mr. Hamilton, how do you plead to the state's allegation that on April 14th of 2024 in Butler County, you were driving on a roadway at a time that your license was suspended and that you'd have been suspended on January 4th, 2016 in Wichita Municipal Court for driving while suspended? How do you
Guilty.
plead? Guilty? You are admitting that you did do the act alleged, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone making you enter this plea today by any threats or promises other than your plea agreement?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that with this plea, you're giving up your right to trial and your right to appeal conviction?
Yes.
All right, and knowing that, you're freely and voluntarily entering this plea?
Yes.
Okay, so where were you driving in April of 2024 that the officer would have stopped you? Do you remember?
I was going to the lake.
To the lake there at El Dorado?
Yeah.
Okay, so the officer says Highway 254 East 20. Were you coming from Wichita or that area?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that would have probably put you on the highway at the place he says. So I will find jurisdiction and I will find that your plea is knowingly and voluntarily entered with a factual basis because you do admit that prior conviction in Wichita, you said. You admit you did have a driving while suspended in Wichita a number of years ago?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I will find you guilty and recommendations for sentencing, Ms. Pierce?
Judge, we discussed a 6 months underlying a fine, and Darren, you're gonna have to give her the amount because I don't know that I wrote it down correctly. 1 year of non-reporting probation. I think there's a 5 days or 10 days with house arrest with work release. The state has no objection to the 10 days with work release. House arrest with the work release, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Your Honor, we'd ask court to adopt recommendations of the 6-month controlling $100 fine plus cost. That he do 10 days of house arrest with work release. And I am court appointed in this case, Judge. And we'd also ask the court to consider 1 year non-reporting probation.
Okay, thank you. Where do you work, Mr. Hamilton?
I work with people already right now.
It's a temp agency, Judge.
Oh, a temp agency. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. You're going to get a 6-month sentence. That'll be my order. Your fine will be $100. Court costs $108 and attorney fees of $250. So the total due will be $458. Will you need some time to pay that?
Yes.
And how much time do you think you'll need to pay that?
Not really sure right now.
Okay.
Couple months.
Okay. I am going to grant you probation, sir, but I'm going to make it reporting because I want to make sure that you get this jail time or house release done, and I want to make sure you get your fines and costs paid. So I'm going to need to add a $60 supervision fee to that. So your total comes to $518. I'm going to order that you pay at least 1/12 of that each month. Now you can pay more. And
This is where everything changes. The judge wasn't asking out of curiosity, those questions were part of deciding whether house arrest would actually work. Once the defendant became defensive and stopped cooperating, the judge lost confidence that the alternative sentence would be successful. In just a few minutes, the discussion shifts from electronic monitoring to immediate jail.
I would encourage that if you're able to, but you're going to be ordered to pay 1/12. The first payment will be due November 21st, 2024, and you'll have a 12th due each month on the 21st day thereafter. I will allow you, do you work full-time with this temp agency, or do you have a job right now?
No,
You don't have an assignment right now?
no. It's just whatever job I respond to.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give you work release, but I will give you the house arrest opposed to jail if that's what you want. You can either do 5 days in jail or 10 days in house arrest, but the house arrest will require the ankle monitoring. You can't leave the house for any reason for 10 days. And you'll have to pay for the electronic monitoring. So which would you rather have, 5 days jail or 10 days house arrest?
So I can't work at all.
Well, you don't have a job right now.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I get paid daily when I do go to those jobs. So it's just whatever I respond to, and whatever the assignment is sometimes it's different sites.
Judge, if the court would consider it, it sounds like it's something that electronic monitoring can call and verify that he has an actual job. They can probably talk to his employer and verify those things.
Well, that sounds awfully burdensome on electronic monitoring, trying to keep up with that. I mean, he could change different jobs every day and they'd have to try to verify it every day. When was the last time you worked a job?
Well, back in August, but I've been in jail though in Wichita. So
What were you in jail in Wichita for?
for some other stuff.
Well, I know, but what
It didn't have anything to do with driving.
Well, what was it?
There's some other stuff that I'm still trying to fight. But I
You're
need.
not going to tell me? You're not going to answer my question? All right, 5 days jail, and you can begin it right now. If you haven't worked since August, I don't think you're going to be working anytime soon. And since you're being defiant and
Not
disrespectful
being
and not
defiant. That ain't even
answering
got nothing to do
questions.
with you or this court right now. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Be asking me that.
I
Whatever.
think your priors and current charges always have something to do with what you're in court for next.
It has nothing to do with driving. You putting me in jail for driving.
Well, that's part of why I'm putting you in jail. Yes, just a moment. Mr. Hamilton, is that a Kansas case? Will you tell me that much? You said it's Wichita. Strike that. Strike that. I'm not going to be negotiating with you. 5 days in jail. You can go into custody now and serve that. As soon as you get through with that 5 days jail, you need to report to court.
I don't get no time served. I was already in jail for.
Nope. No.
I got to do another 5 day, full 5 days.
5 days starting today, sir. And if you want parole or probation after that, you must report directly to the court service office as soon as you get out.
I don't understand why I can't still get the house arrest. Just
Because you
you want
haven't
to know
worked
something
since
about.
August, so you don't need work
Nope.
release.
Okay,
You
so
won't
why
tell
can't I
me
get the
anything
house arrest?
about your situation or your history. So
I don't understand why I still
you
can't
can't
get
trust
the
me.
house
I
arrest.
can't trust you, sir.
Trust me to what? What do you?
Okay.
All I'm trying to do is go to. I asked for work. You saying I can't go to work? I don't understand why you're making me do the jail time. And you said that house arrest was just fine.
Okay.
You just didn't want
5
me to work.
days in jail starting now. Fines total 518. I will give you probation after you get out of your 5 days, but you can lose that probation if you don't do what I tell you to do, and if you don't comply with your probation officer, and be a little more forthcoming with your probation officer.
They've already taken away, Judge.
They took him away. Okay, well, I did say now. Wasn't quite through with the hearing yet today, officer. We're not.
Okay, I just had to get him hooked up, Judge. Hold on.
No, I'm gonna recess it. I don't need to reiterate it for him. I've already said it for the record. You and I just are usually in such perfect sync on these things. Today, we're kind of a little out of touch here.
I got it standing right here, Judge.
All right. Okay, if you're back there, then.
The ending drives home an important lesson. The judge makes it clear that future compliance can lead to early termination of probation, but only if the defendant follows the rules. Unfortunately, the defendant keeps arguing about the same decision that's already been made. By then, there isn't really anything left to negotiate. The courtroom isn't debating guilt anymore, it's dealing with the consequences of choices made during the hearing itself.
I got him right here, Judge.
All right, okay. All right, Mr. Hamilton, I just want to make sure we're clear on this. You're getting a 6-month jail sentence, probation after serving 5 days, starting now. That probation will be for 1 year. You will be ordered to pay at the rate of 1/12 per month, with your first payment due November 21st. And then a payment due on the 21st of each month thereafter until paid in full. All standard probation conditions will go over, and the probation officer will cover those with you. Do not violate any laws. Report to court services immediately upon release from your 5 days. Failure to do any of these will amount.
No, honey, do.
Failure to report or failure to do any of these conditions will
You hear me,
result.
Leah? There's a fruit plate, but no honey, do.
Thank you, can result in revocation of your probation. Now, on the other hand, Mr. Hamilton, once you get your jail time served, your money's owed paid, and if you continue not to violate the laws, then you can ask for early termination of probation. So keep that in mind. Once your jail time is served, once your money is paid, and if you do not violate any more laws, your probation can terminate early if your probation officer feels that appropriate to request it. Now, you've told me you have something going on in Wichita, maybe Sedgwick County, I don't know. But whatever that was, it would not have occurred prior to your probation. So unless you get into something new, I won't use that against you. But starting this moment forward, no new violations, follow your probation, pay and serve, and you can get this court out of your life. Okay? You
Why can't I
understand,
do the
sir?
10 days? Why can't I do the 10 days house arrest?
Sir, because you openly and defiantly refuse to ask questions. You refuse to cooperate with me.
Oh,
So I can't.
you say you don't
trust you.
trust me.
And you told me you hadn't had an actual job since August. So there's no point for house arrest with work release. There.
Okay,
That's my answer.
Okay, so why can't I just do the house arrest and why do I have to be in jail? I don't
I
understand
told
why
you
I
the
can't just
answer
do
to
the house
that, and
arrest.
I'm not going to keep repeating myself. So deputy, now he may go, and we are in recess. Thank you. Anyone else in the court security, deputy?
No, that's it, Judge.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay.